When Paul said in 1 Corinthians 10 and verse 13 that God is faithful, who will not allow you to be tempted beyond what you're able, he was reminding us that God has set certain limits that the devil, with all of his clever and crafty appeals, cannot go beyond. You see, God knows what each person can handle. He knows our individual limitations, and he will not allow you to be tempted beyond your ability to say no. Do you remember when Satan approached God, desiring to tempt his servant Job? God agreed to the temptation, but he put certain limits on what the devil could and could not do to Job. In fact, the Lord said to Satan in Job 1 and verse 12, "Behold, all that he has is in your power, only do not lay a hand on his person." You see, the Lord knows what we can take. He knows our breaking point, so he limits the devil in his attack, so we are not pushed beyond our ability to resist. The devil cannot do anything he desires to do to you. You know, no believer can come and say, "I was tempted beyond my ability to resist." No one can say honestly, "The devil made me do it." You see, the devil doesn't make you do anything. He cannot make you sin. The devil will tempt you to sin, but each one falls into sin because they made the choice to do so. No temptation is stronger than our ability to resist. Did you know that the devil doesn't want you to know that his power is limited? You see, he wants you to think that you're powerless to resist his pull. He wants you to believe that you're helpless and unable to stop falling into temptation and sin. He doesn't want you to understand that God has limited his power in your life. You see, before the devil can lay a finger on the child of God, he must first seek permission from our very protective Father in heaven. You see, he cannot do just anything he wants. He can never have his way with you. In fact, Jesus reminded us of that heavenly protection when he said to Peter in Luke chapter 22 and verse 31, "Simon, Simon, indeed Satan has asked for you that he may sift you as wheat." In other words, Satan had approached the throne of God and asked for permission to destroy Peter's faith. He wanted to discourage him so he would walk away from Christ and his cause and never turn back. But notice what Jesus said. In Luke 22 and verse 32, he says, "But I have prayed for you that your faith should not fail." You see, the Lord reminded Peter that the devil is limited in his power, and although he would be tempted, his faith would not fail. Satan would not get what he wanted, and he would not have his way in Peter's life, and so it is with us. You see, when the devil comes knocking at the door of your life, and when he comes knocking at the door of heaven, and he begins asking for you by name, remember this, that the Bible says in Hebrews 7 and verse 25, Jesus always lives to make intercession for us, because there's no temptation that is beyond your ability to resist. And may God, the Spirit, take his word and bless you with it today.